A movie with a star-studded cast all about a simple arms deal gone wrong? Sounds interesting.
You seem like a nice girl.
We can't all be nice girls.
The fuck?
So Free Fire is directed by Ben Wheatley and it stars Sharlto Copley, Brie Larson, Armie Hammer, Cillian Murphy, and many more. And Free Fire tells the story of these two groups of people who group up to do this illegal arms deal. And I went into this movie with kind of lower expectations because of the low box office numbers that it pulled, the minuscule amount of marketing, and the kind of average reviews that I saw from it. But I gotta tell you, it was incredible. Well, maybe not incredible, but I really, really enjoyed this movie. I saw it with my brother and a friend of mine, and we both came out of the theater just really having a blast with Free Fire. And I really recommend that you guys go see it as well. Getting into the performances a little bit, I just want to talk about this incredible cast where you don't really know who the main character is, which is something that I actually loved about the movie. This ensemble is really something that shines a lot in Free Fire that I think is kind of unique to a movie like this these days. And the kind of gritty, low-budget nature of it makes for a really character-driven story. And the actors are really given a unique way to shine, especially Sharlto Copley and Armie Hammer. I thought were both incredible in this movie, and I loved their performances. Now, that being said, I think the cinematography in this movie is really well done, and I really enjoyed, like I said, just this grit the movie had. Being set in 1978 Boston, I just felt so at home with the movie, and I felt like it really just nailed the tone it was going for with this kind of gritty but also sort of fun. It felt very Tarantino-esque sort of kind of mood that it was trying to set, and I really enjoyed the way that it handled the tension. Just things sort of got out of hand and it just really builds perfectly. And it doesn't feel like, oh, there's one moment where suddenly things change. It just felt like a very natural build that kind of led to this sort of end, climax. And I really enjoyed that about this movie. I also really didn't feel like I knew what was going to happen to which character because they don't really give you a main character to follow. They just kind of have a group of characters that you actually do feel sort of attached to just because you get to know them all so well and they're each given their own unique moment to shine. And I really appreciated that about this movie, that it feels like you're able to grasp onto any of the characters because they all kind of have the same level of development, which I actually really appreciated because I didn't feel like there was one character that was clearly the main character who just had this shield of invincibility. They all felt equally vulnerable to me, and I really enjoyed that about Free Fire. Now, there's a lot more about the movie that I liked than I disliked, but some of the things I disliked is a lot of the editing felt really choppy to me. I didn't exactly know what was going on at times, and there were some shots that were just totally discontinuous from other shots. Like, there's these shots of things zooming around and these crazy tracking shots that are very fast, and I didn't really understand why they were there because in comparison to the other shots in the film, they didn't really work, and it didn't make a whole lot of sense. So that is really my only gripe with Free Fire, is that the editing was very choppy. But other than that, I really loved this movie and I thought it was great. In the end, there's not that much more to be said about Free Fire. I think it's a fun time at the movie theater, a really fun time at that, with some incredible performances, amazing cinematography, and absolutely impeccable writing. And I highly recommend you grab some friends and head out to the theater right after you're done watching this video to go see Free Fire. It really is that good. And that's why in the end, I'm going to give Free Fire a 3.4 out of 4. Thanks, guys. That's my review of Free Fire. I hope you liked it. I hope you drop me a subscribe, drop me a like, whatever it is you do here on YouTube, and I'll see you next week.